Welcome back to Action News on Kgdy. I'm Dirk Hardthrottle.
And I'm Kelly Sunbeam.
In today's top story, a time machine built by Dr. Chronocrat has freed a superhero who was lost in the void of time since the 1990s. Not willing to let a moment pass in his never-ending war on crime, the new hero has begun his patrols of the city of Metrodelphia.
This classic hero, Gun Guy, was quoted as saying,
"Die, criminal scum."
The League of Super Butt Kickers issued a statement today saying, quote, "While the majority of our members are no longer active, it is refreshing to see a hero who is willing to take the law into his own hands and is not bothered with outmoded concepts like excessive use of force or the sanctity of human life, just like in the good old days," unquote.
In the interest of journalistic accuracy, we should point out that the League of Super Butt Kickers membership is mostly no longer active because the vast majority of their membership is in prison for their many, many murders.
Nevertheless, Gun Guy's rampage is causing considerable frustration among the superhero community. In an interview, Cobalt Star of the Conclave of Justice had this to say.
"Not this idiot again. I would rather fight 6 hippopotamocalypses and the entire Brotherhood of Villains with bad hygiene than deal with this psycho. He's just so annoying. Look, we should have him apprehended in the next half hour or so. In the meantime, we urge everyone to stay inside behind the city-mandated bulletproof glass."
To which Gun Guy responded,
"Bring it on, Toots, if you've got what it takes."
Did people still say toots in the 90s?
only when they were trying to sound like edgy tough guys who didn't care what other people thought of them. Recently, there's been a slew of semi-famous faces from the 90s making their way back into our timeline. Listeners may remember a few years back how our own Captain Kgdy captured a villain named Nostalgior. Well, I've done some brief research into prison records and have discovered...
We interrupt this investigative journalism.
Of course.
For some breaking news from our own star reporter, Sally Simpson.
Thanks, Kelly. I'm here at the massive Metrodelphian baking battle where there's been a sudden turn of events.
Okay.
Sure. That's what breaking news means. So you were saying?
Yes. Well, anyway, here at the massive Metrodelphian baking battle, as many of our listeners know, the goal is to create an amazing bread warrior of no less than 6 feet in height, and then bring them to life to battle for ultimate supremacy in the Yeast Wars. Unfortunately, one of the celebrity judges, the Croissant Crusader, has come down with food poisoning.
Oh, dear.
Say it ain't so, Sally.
I cannot in good conscience do so, Dirk. We're about to hear a statement from the 2 remaining judges, Dr. Donut and the Broilinator from Broilinator Steakhouse.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi, I'm the Broilinator from Broilinator Steakhouse. As you know, my dear friend, the Croissant Crusader, has taken ill and is currently barfing his guts out the way I used to when I got a concussion after a night of crime fighting.
But maybe we can talk about something more pleasant.
You're right, Dr. Donut of Dr. Donut's Den of Delectable Deliciousness.
Ask us about franchise opportunities in your area. And even though the Croissant Crusader has some pretty big shoes to fill, I believe we've found just the man for the job.
I couldn't agree more, Dr. Donut of Dr. Donut's Den of Delectable Deliciousness. So, without further ado, here he is, a man who needs no introduction.
Oh, my!
Who is it, Sally?
Oh, I never really expected this.
Who? Who?
Listeners, the newest judge of the massive Metrodelphian baking battle is the drummer for the greatest death metal band ever, Bunnies Under Steamrollers.
You don't mean...
I do, Dirk. The newest judge is none other than...
Harvey? Harvey's the man!
Darn right Harvey's the man. This is very exciting news, Sally.
You know, Dirk, I never really pegged you as a death metal fan.
Are you kidding? I've been a flat rabbit for years. My wife has a bunnies under steamrollers tattoo.
Really? Where?
Anyway, I'm sure everyone in Metrodelphia is overjoyed that a celebrity of this caliber was able to step in on such short
You will rue the day!
Almost everyone in Metrodelphia is overjoyed.
Oh, knock it off! I was supposed to be chosen as the replacement judge. Here I went to all the trouble of seasoning Croissant Crusaders' food with botulism spores. You know, like you do.
Oh no! The worst possible supervillain has appeared at the massive Metrodelphian baking battle. It's the culinary criminal known as the Battering Pan.
Yes! After being so unfairly disqualified from Season 1, I am back for my revenge.
Now, hold up just 1 second. The rules clearly stated that your battle bread could only be made with edible ingredients, and you strapped a howitzer cannon to yours.
Iron is an important nutrient, and gunpowder is technically edible in small amounts.
They don't really use small amounts in a howitzer.
I admit that was a good point, Harvey. But enough of your technicalities. I've planned this revenge for years, and while I might have stayed my hand if I'd been chosen as the celebrity judge, it's now time to unleash the ultimate in baking bloodshed! Bagel Brigade, advance!
Stand back. I'll use my heat vision.
Your heat vision is no match for the milk-soaked masses of my Trace Lacey's tactical squad.
Get behind me, the Broilinator from Broilinator Steakhouse. I'll release my powdered sugar smoke bombs and we can flee to safety.
Great idea, Dr. Donut of Dr. Donut's Den of Delectable Deliciousness.
Maybe you should just call me Deborah.
Is it just me, or is this one a little silly? Even for Metrodelphia.
Oh my, I thought I heard his theme song. Yes, listeners, Metrodelphia's greatest crime fighter, the resplendent defender of all that is good and true, the manliest warrior on the side of right.
And your boyfriend.
And my boyfriend, Captain Kgdy, has arrived to save me. And the day, too. Probably.
Oh, no, you don't, Captain Kgdy. It didn't take a genius to guess you'd try to spoil my fun.
Well, that's probably good news for you.
Hey, you're going to regret that. I've prepared a special treat, which will get you out of my way permanently.
Oh no! What dastardly plan does the Battering Pan have to defeat Captain Kgdy himself?
We'll find out right after this.
Ow! Oh! Ow!
Rough night of crime-fighting, hero?
Who are you, and how did you get into my secret lair?
It's me, Professor B. Plot, purveyor of crime-fighting gadgetry of unequaled quality.
Wait, didn't you make my grappling hook?
If you're a smart consumer, I did. Plot devices have made superhero work easier for vigilantes across the globe.
You're right. I love plot devices.
And now we've got a brand new protection system that will keep you from taking the kind of hits you got tonight.
Oh, that's an insta-buy for me. What is it?
Armor!
Armor?
From the people who brought you plot devices, it's plot armor! Whether it's a hail of bullets, undefined energy discharges, or thermonuclear explosions, plot armor is 100% guaranteed to save your hide if you're the most important person in the room.
And I always am.
Plot armor!
It's so convenient.
Gee, Captain Patriot, this is terrible! A few more blasts like that, and Captain Anarchy will have destroyed the entire orchard.
You're right, Flag Girl. And since there's nothing more American than apple pie, we're going to need all the apples we can get our hands on to restore faith in this great nation.
He's charging the destroyer again. What will we do? We can't possibly take on that 20-foot robot all by ourselves.
Don't worry, old friend. I'll call in help from our teammates on the United Supers of America squad. Great Betsy Ross's sewing needle!
What is it, Captain Patriot?
Out here in this remote, rural corner of the nation, we have no signal.
Oof, talk about bad timing. And here I am with cinnamon, sugar, and just a dash of cardamom for all those pies. You know, if you used 5G communicators, you'd be sure to be able to reach your team of allies.
5G communicators?
Of course! I thought I was saving a little cash going with that discount communicator bundle. I was just so sick of all those long-term contracts I was asked to sign. And because of my hubris, the nation's apple supply is doomed.
Hey, no worries. Just use my communicator to call in your team. And if you like it, remember, no long-term contracts, no hidden fees.
Great John Hancock's signature! The signal is so clear. Team, assemble at my coordinates with all speed. The future of America is in your hands.
Gee, that was lucky.
Gee, that was helpful.
Gee, that was some amazing service.
Gee, that was a crystal clear signal.
Gee, that was so affordable.
5G communicators. Gee, you're gonna love them.
And now, over to traffic with our eye in the sky, Chopper Hal.
Thanks, Kelly. With the exception of the usual delays on the bridges, there's really nothing major to report. There was an incident earlier on Ditko Drive, which is mostly cleared up now. Apparently a superhero with the powers of a South African antelope caused a fender bender when he dashed across the road to capture the second of 2 cosmically powered backless sandals.
Wait, can you run that by us again?
Yes. Why did Dick Man cross the road?
To get to the other slide. Back to you, Dirk.
All right. So how about the weather with retired superhero, the Countess of Clouds?
And lo.
Countess?
No, sorry. I was up late last night concentrating my powers to fight off the guy with the face. I'm a little... sorry, where was I?
And lo?
And lo! The day shall remain hot and humid with temperatures in the mid-80s until shortly after nightfall. A cooling breeze shall bring with it a heavy rain. It shall pound down upon the roofs of Metrodelphia. A steady, calming pitter-pat of the rain on the roof.
Countess?
So let it be. What was that?
Nothing. Let's check out Sports Summary with Heidi Bravado. Howdy, Heidi.
Hey, guys!
What's new in the world of athletic competition, Heidi?
Well, the Metrodelphia Utility Belts, our professional lacrosse team, have returned from their triumphant season earlier today.
Triumphant season? They were 8-8 with 2 ties.
Which is not a losing season! There's a small ceremony welcoming the team back at Metrodelphia's poshest gourmet restaurant, Il Piatto Miniscolo.
They're taking hungry athletes to a restaurant where the serving sizes are like 2 peas and a drop of beet reduction?
I'm sure it's the thought that counts. But anyway, I'm here at a very special grand opening I've been looking forward to for weeks. We've got an exclusive sneak peek at a brand new rec center devoted to pickleball.
Pickleball?
Pickleball! I mean, certainly it's more of a casual sport than some others, but that's what makes it so appealing. Having a whole new center dedicated to a highly accessible sport is going to bring in even more players.
It's basically tennis, right?
Oh, there are plenty of differences. The ball doesn't bounce as high. You have to serve underhanded for the most part, but most of the differences make it easier for a new player to get started. I can't even begin to tell you how fun it is.
Sounds like you're over the moon on this one, Heidi.
Well, not to brag, Kelly, but I'm a pretty intense pickleballer. I play twice a week with a small league, and I'm pretty tough to beat if I do say so myself. But enough about me. I'm here with the owner of this new center, Mr. Herb Dill. Mr. Dill, what made you want to devote this new center to the sport of pickleball?
Well, if I'm completely honest, young lady, I don't know the first thing about the sport, but
My sister-in-law won't shut up about the game, and when I saw how popular it was becoming, I just said to myself, hey, that might be a great use for the old shopping center you had to shut down a few years ago.
Oh, what a great opportunity. Well, is it all right if we take a quick peek inside?
Absolutely. Come right this way.
Oh, this is so exciting. This doesn't exactly look like most of the courts I play on. And why do I smell...
I got the balls here.
Brine?
I had to talk to some of the girls down at the garden shop, but I grew these spherical cucumbers myself, and... Hey, where are you going?
I'm gonna send this one back to you guys. This place will be closed in a few hours anyway. I'm heading out to my local gym.
Got a pickleball match waiting for you?
Nope. I have a date with the punching bag for the next couple hours. Oh, the stupid boneheaded nonsense.
Hey, then. How about we check on Sally Simpson and the massive Metrodelphian baking battle? Sally, how are things?
Anyone know how to get chocolate out of a lacy collar?
No?
Of course not. Well, anyway, things at the baking battle are going a bit less than ideally.
What about the battering pan's secret weapon to neutralize Captain Kgdy?
Oh, that. It was less effective than she hoped.
I swear, I saw an interview where you said you had a weakness to cilantro.
What I said was I don't care for it.
You're not even one of those people who think it tastes like soap?
No, but since those people exist, it just seems rude to use that spice when cooking for people you don't know.
Captain, I know we were talking about Mexican for tonight, but I think I'd like to try something else.
That's fine with me, Sally.
Hey, I'm the supervillain here. I've got an army of food-based automatons. Do you really think you can defeat them all?
Yes.
But I'd hate to spoil my dinner with Sally, so I made a phone call, and my backup should arrive just about now.
Is this the place, Captain Kgdy?
Absolutely, fellows. I heard you weren't getting much of a meal at El Piatto Miniscolo, so I thought you'd enjoy some baked goods.
Coach, this looks really good. I know we need to take care of ourselves, but...
Season's over, boys! Dig in!
They ate all of it.
Hungry athletes, fresh from a pretentious restaurant.
You never really stood a chance.
So, what did you guys think? Was it maybe a little stodgy?
Yeah, it was fine. Not the best.
So, in other words, you think maybe we were right not to award her a prize as a good baker?
Hey!
Captain, you want us to drive her to the police station in the bus?
Well, I think that would be endangering civilians.
Great idea, Harvey. What if we took away her seasoning utility belt?
Well, that should work wonderfully. Harvey's the man.
Darn right Harvey's the man.
Say, Sally, how about Chinese food? Italian? That little diner on 29th Street.
Oh, what do you say we skip dinner and just get some of the desserts in the pastry case?
I think we have a plan.
You two are still in the mood for baked goods?
I didn't actually get to eat any. But fear not, Metrodelphia. Once again, my dinner date is saved. The day is saved. Back to you in the studio.
We just received word that 90s anti-hero Gun Guy was apprehended by superhero Cobalt Star in what may be a superhero throwdown record.
We have a recording taken at the scene of the apprehension.
Okay, so maybe this crazy dame can take me down, but she's not dealing with the real roots of crime in this city. Remember, the answer to a bad guy with a gun is... Ow!
A superhero. Literally any superhero. I fight a dozen guys with guns before 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Sorry this took me as long as it did, folks. The Conclave of Justice had to go and track down some nerd called Nostalgia first. Anyway, we should stop seeing these nut jobs for a while.
Nut jobs?
Oh, sorry, you're right. You'd never get off with an insanity defense. Let's go, sleazebag.
Dirk, why are you looking so smug?
Nostalgior?
What about him?
Never mind.
Join us again next hour for more action news on KGDY. And remember, if you're not wearing tights,
Stay out of the fight. Stay tuned for more, Metrodelphia.
You have been listening to KGDY, Episode 16, produced by Seat of Our Pants players, written and directed by Dan Wenzel. Dirk and the lacrosse player were Rick Tennant. Kelly and Professor B. Plot were Brianna Kuby. Sally Simpson was Jill Wenzel. Gun Guy and the injured hero were Aaron Manka-White. Cobalt Star and the lacrosse coach were Morgan Gastingy. The Broilinator and Herb Dill were Adam Gastingy. Dr. Donut and the Countess of Clouds were Liz Music. The Battering Pan and Flag Girl were Andy Gastingy. Chopper Hal and Captain Patriot were Andrew Dell. Heidi Bravado and the 5G spokesman were Rebecca Scheimer, and Captain Goody was Dan Wenzel. News theme and Take a Chance by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Other music and sound effects by www.freesfx.co.uk. Thanks for listening, citizens. Stay tuned for more.
Okay. Shot in the chest? Ooh, nice.
How about a broken neck? Vicious.
How about a classic? Fall from a cliff?
Hi, friends.
Hey, Dan.
What you doing?
Well, we went over to the Seat of Our Pants Players Patreon account, and we saw that for a pledge of $10 a month, our supporters can send in a brief recording of a death scene to be used.
And we just couldn't let you replace us.
Come again?
All you had to do was say you weren't happy with the way we were dying on the mic. We can take direction.
We never meant to let you down, Dan.
Wait, hold up. Did we have a conversation I wasn't there for? Guys, you're not being replaced. This is just a way to thank some of our special supporters.
You mean the way we end every show by saying, thank you to all our supporters on Patreon.
With an extra special thanks to the individual supporting us at the Founder of the Feast level.
Exactly. Come on, I love hearing the fake deaths from you, from the whole cast. Your sudden trauma sounds absolutely make my day.
Wait, what?
That sounded better in my head.
I guess we better call the Gastingies.
Why?
I wasn't happy with the realism of my burned to death scream, so they're bringing over the flamethrower.
The Gastingies have a flamethrower?
They're legal in every state except California.
Hey, everybody. Since I'm about to have a huge insurance deductible to pay off, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/seatofourpantsplayers.